So today we are going to learn about a procedure that is
Nebulization.
So if you will see there are various routes of drug administration. You have intramuscular route of drug administration. You have IV route of drug administration, intrathecal, intraosseous. You have various routes of drug administration. So आज हम क्या करने वाले हैं? We are going to learn about a procedure or a route of drug administration that is nebulization. So what will be our learning objectives in this procedure? The first learning objective will be we will learn what do we mean by nebulization, and secondly we will learn about the benefits of the nebulization, and उसके बाद what are the indications or the contraindications of this nebulization procedure, and after that we will move to the demonstration that how will you go ahead with this nebulization, that is another route of drug administration, and lastly we will be seeing what will be the complications or what can be the complications of this nebulization procedure. So starting with the what do we mean by the nebulization there, we can simply say that it is a method of converting a drug or solution. No need to write it, I will send you the notes. So what we can say that we can simply say that nebulization is a method of converting a drug or solution into aerosol or mist, which is directly inhaled into the lungs by the help of a nebulizer. Now we will be seeing what the nebulizer is there or what are the parts of the nebulizer there. We will go into that later on. So it becomes an easy procedure, or you can say that it becomes a non-invasive method of drug administration, where you administer a drug with the help of a nebulizer there, with the help of a face mask there, and that drug is converted into what? That drug is converted into aerosol, or that drug is converted into the mist, and that is directly inhaled into the lungs of the patient, and it becomes a non-invasive procedure there. So this was all about what? What do we mean by the nebulization? So हम क्या काम करते हैं? हम with the help of nebulizer हम drug को, जो एक liquid drug हमारे पास होता है, solution हमारे पास हो सकता है, उसको हम convert करते हैं किसमें? Mist form में, और उसको फिर directly inhale कर देते हैं किसमें हम? Into the lungs. So it's a very simple procedure. There is no rocket science behind it. So after that we will be seeing what are the benefits of nebulization. If we will compare this nebulization with other routes of drug administration, the first benefit of the nebulization is that it is suitable for all age groups. We can go ahead with the nebulization from infants to adults. Depending on, we only have to change the size of the mask here. So that means this procedure is suitable for all age groups here. उसके बाद we will be seeing the second benefit of this nebulization. If we will compare this route with other routes, we minimize the potential systemic exposure there. अगर हम बाकी जो routes of drug administration है, for example, let us just take an example of oral route drug administration. We firstly have to take the medication that will go into the oral cavity, esophagus, stomach, intestines. It will be absorbed, it will go into the circulation, and it will be distributed throughout the body. तो वहाँ पे क्या है? वहाँ पे हमें systemic exposure देखने को मिलता है. Means all the systems will get involved there. But यहाँ पे हमें क्या देखने को मिलता है? यहाँ पे हम डायरेक्टली जो है पल्मोनरी सिस्टम जो है वहाँ पे ड्रग एडमिनिस्टर करते हैं. वी डोंट इन्वॉल्व ऑल अदर सिस्टम्स देयर. फॉर एग्जांपल सर्कुलेशन की आप वहाँ पे बात कर लो, या बाकी सिस्टम्स की आप हेपेटिक सिस्टम की बात कर लो, एटसेट्रा एटसेट्रा एटसेट्रा. तो हम क्या है उसमें सिस्टमिक एक्सपोजर को हम वी अवॉइड दैट और वी मिनिमाइज दैट. वी विल नॉट से वी इरेडिकेट दैट बिकॉज़ द ड्रग्स आर एब्जॉर्ब्ड लेटर ऑन एज वेल. और उसके साथ अगर हम देख ले अनदर बेनिफिट ऑफ इट इज दैट जो पोटेंशियली साइड इफेक्ट्स हमें ड्रग्स के देखने को मिलते हैं, वी मिनिमाइज दो साइड इफेक्ट्स एज वेल, बिकॉज़ व्हेन वी आर एडमिनिस्ट्रिंग द ड्रग्स डायरेक्टली इनटू द लंग्स बाय द हेल्प ऑफ इनहेलेशन. सो जो पोटेंशियल साइड इफेक्ट्स हमें देखने को मिलते हैं, जो बाकी ऑर्गन्स पे साइड इफेक्ट्स हमें देखने को मिल सकते हैं, वी मिनिमाइज दो साइड इफेक्ट्स there. And after that, another benefit of this procedure or of this method or other routes of drug administration, that is it has a rapid onset of action. Means it quickly acts there, because it hardly takes a second when we inhale the drug and it gets delivered into the pulmonary system or into the respiratory system. So that means it will act faster comparable to the other methods. जिसकी example मैंने आपको अभी दे दी, oral. So it will take time to go into the stomach. After that, it will be broken down there. After that, it will go into the intestines. Intestines के बाद it will be distributed via circulation, absorption के बाद. So comparable to other routes of the drug administration, this has a rapid onset of action here. After that, we will be moving to what? We will be moving to the indications and the contraindications of this nebulization route of drug administration there. Now, what will be the indications of this route of drug administration?
Asthma,
Firstly,
COPD.
अगर हम ओवरऑल में देख ले, जो patients who have respiratory disease or who have respiratory disorders, mostly nebulization हम क्या काम करते हैं, उन्हीं में हम administer करते हैं वहाँ पे. उनमें भी मोस्टली हम किन किन पेशेंट्स में या किन किन केसेस में हम ज्यादातर नेबुलाइजेशन देते हैं. COPD, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, अगर उसमें है पेशेंट तो उसमें हम नेबुलाइजेशन देते हैं वहाँ पे. एस्मा में हम देते हैं वहाँ पे अगर ब्रोंकाइटिस है उसमें दे सकते हैं वहाँ पे. उसके बाद क्या है, बिफोर एंड आफ्टर द सर्जिकल प्रोसीजर भी है क्या है, in order to prevent the complications or in order to prevent the atelectasis there, what we do is that we administer the drugs via what? Via the nebulizer there. And after that, अगर और cases में हम देख लें जिनमें हम क्या काम करते हैं, जिनमें हम nebulization के थ्रू जो medication है वो दे सकते हैं. That is कि अगर before and after the extubation of a patient, means if a patient is intubated there, if a patient is on ventilator there, if a patient has AT tube in his trachea there, so what we do is that before and after the removal of this AT tube there, या extubation से पहले और extubation के बाद भी हम क्या काम कर सकते हैं वहाँ पे, medication depending on for what purpose we are giving the medication there, so we can give it before and after the extubation, means now we are going to remove that tube from the pulmonary system there. And lastly, और एक केस अगर हम देख ले और एक इंडिकेशन अगर हम इसमें देख लें कि किन में हम ये दे सकते हैं एलर्जिक रिएक्शंस में. एनाफिलैक्सिस अगर हुआ है, you see कि whenever there is severe anaphylactic reaction there, तो हमें जो pulmonary system जो हमें देखने को मिलता है वहाँ पे उसकी swelling हो जाती है, inflammation हो जाती है वहाँ पे. तो the patient will not be able to breathe at that time when there is an allergic reaction, severe allergic reaction. So at that time we can also administer the medication via what? Nebulizer, so that quick rapid onset of action will be there, so that swelling will be reduced there. After that, moving to what? Moving to the contraindications of this nebulization here. Now, where we don't have to go ahead with the nebulization route of the drug administration. Firstly, most importantly and most commonly, if there is hypersensitivity reaction. If the patient is hypersensitive to any drug that are administered via this nebulizer here, if the patient is hypersensitive or if the patient has allergic reaction to that, तो हम क्या है, we don't administer the medication via the nebulizer here. उसके बाद unconscious patients. If the patient is unconscious, we will not go ahead with what? We will not go ahead with this nebulization route of drug administration. So उसके बाद फिर अगर हम देख ले, if the patient is having hypertension, अगर patient में hypertension है या अगर patient में history of hypertension है वहाँ पे और अभी hypertension है वहाँ पे, तो what we do is that we don't go ahead with this nebulization route of drug administration there. I will tell you later on why, what the reason behind that is. Tachycardia. If the patient is suffering from tachycardia, or if the patient right now has, or at the time of administration has tachycardia there, so we avoid what? We avoid the nebulization route of drug administration there. Why? Because mostly if you will take the example of bronchodilators there, जो bronchodilators हम administer करते हैं nebulization के through, तो वहाँ पे हमें क्या, I will give you the examples later on. तो जो उनका effect हमें क्या देखने को मिलता है, they act on the beta-1 receptors of the heart. And when they act on the beta-1 receptors of the heart, that stimulates the heart rate there. So हमें increased heart rate वहाँ पे देखने को मिल सकती है. So that can become a complicated case for the patient there. So that is why what happens is that if the patient is suffering from tachycardia, we will not go ahead with this nebulization route of drug administration. उसके बाद भी अगर हम वहाँ पे देख ले, what did I told you, the first contraindication will be hypertension, the second indication will be hypersensitivity, if the patient is suffering from tachycardia, if the patient is allergic to this, so these becomes what? These become contraindications of nebulization route of drug administration. So, उसके बाद, now we will be seeing what are the articles before starting the procedure. We will be seeing what articles you need for this procedure that you have to get from your counter to the bedside of the patient. So, यहाँ पे हमने कौन कौन से आर्टिकल्स लिए हैं? सबसे पहली बात, we can administer or we can go ahead with the nebulization. We can directly connect this tubing with the oxygen source there. If you are going to give the supplementary oxygen to the patient, so you can give you can connect it to the oxygen supply. यहाँ पे we have this oxygen cylinder here. So वहाँ पे आप इसको inlet के साथ connect कर सकते हो. Or we have what? We have an electrical nebulizer we have here. हमारे पास different types of jet nebulizer हमारे पास देखने को मिलता है. The images of that I will send you in the group. Jet nebulizer हमारे पास देखने को मिलता है. Electrical nebulizer हमारे पास देखने को मिलता है. Sonic wave nebulizer हमारे पास देखने को मिलता है. तो I will show you those in the group. उसके बाद क्या है? So what do we need is that we need a sterile tray जिसमें हमारे पास क्या है? हमारे पास एक nebulizer mask होनी चाहिए. I will open it right now. उसके बाद क्या है? You will need different sort of medications here. So उसके बाद क्या है? You will need tissue or cotton you can take, and you will need to take antiseptic solution. Here we have taken Savlon. उसके बाद क्या है? आपको gloves आपके पास होने चाहिए वहाँ पे, and for safety purposes we have kept here pulse oximeter. You can use if there is a cardiac monitor, if it is available by the patient here, you can use it, or for the safety purpose I have kept this pulse oximeter here as well. You need an electrical nebulizer here. उसके बाद क्या है? Torch again, ये भी मैंने extra लिया है वहाँ पे. You will need an medication chart there where you will document this medication जो आपने दी है patient को. You will need to have a sputum cup there if the patient will produce the sputum later on after administering of this medication. So before going to the procedure, now what type or what sort of medications we can administer via what? Via this nebulization. सबसे पहले we can administer bronchodilators via nebulization, जिसमें हमारे पास जो the examples that we have is almendrol, salmeterol, salbutamol, levosalbutamol, theophylline. So bronchodilators are given to relieve the bronchoconstriction here. If the bronchus system it is constricted there, so इसको dilate करने के लिए what we can do is that we can give various drugs which are used for the bronchodilation in order to relieve the bronchoconstriction here. उसके बाद क्या है वहाँ पे? The second class of drugs that you can give there is this mucolytics or expectorants you can give. In order to make the secretions thin, or in order to mobilize the secretions there, or in order to not to mobilize the secretions actually, but to loosen the secretions. Because we mobilize the secretions via different breathing techniques and chest physiotherapy that I last time told you. So in order to loosen the secretions or in order to make the secretions thin, we can use different types of mucolytics or expectorants there. The examples are acetylcysteine, another ammonium chloride in combination with other drugs can be given there. उसके साथ साथ another class of drugs that you can give antibiotics there.
Yes, sir.
Antibiotics you can also administer via what? Nebulization there. If they are in liquid form and they will get converted into what? So their composition, their makeup is completely different, which are used for, they are not like those antibiotics which you administer via IV. So another category of drugs or medication that you can give via nebulization is corticosteroids in order to relieve the inflammation there. Because corticosteroids, we have one effect of corticosteroids is that they act as anti-inflammatory. उनका strong anti-inflammatory effect हमें देखने को मिलता है. तो corticosteroids आप उसमें दे सकते हो, जिसमें आप budesonide दे सकते हो, जिसमें आप beclomethasone दे सकते हो. So there are various drugs that you can administer via nebulization here. So these are the equipment that you need for the nebulization procedure. What do you need? You need a nebulizer there. You need oxygen source there. You need gloves. You need cotton. You can use tissue as well. You need an antiseptic solution. You need a nebulizer mask there. For the safety purpose, you can keep pulse oximeter. Or because I told you that one of the contraindication of this procedure is what? Is hypertension. Tachycardia, ये भी आपको दिखा देगा. ठीक है? if the cardiac monitor is not available, you have to take with yourself sphygmomanometer and the stethoscope. It is always better to assess the patient before and after the procedure, so that you can see the effect or sometimes complications of any procedure are, if any are there, so you can assess those complications there. So you can take the sphygmomanometer and the stethoscope as well in order to measure what, in order to measure the blood pressure of the patient there. So उसके साथ साथ क्या है, you need a sputum cup in order to collect what, sputum, if the patient will produce any sputum there. Now why have I kept the examination torch here? Cause it is always, again, it is better that before administering the procedure, you will examine the oral cavity and you will examine the nasal cavity. If there are concrete secretions in the nasal cavity there, so it may be discomfort for the patient there, or it may hinder with what, the oxygenation, inhalation, exhalation of the patient here. So it is always better, it is not necessary that you will do this, but it is always better to examine the patient before administering this. You can examine the oral cavity there, or you can examine this what, you can examine this nasal cavity there if there are secretions, or if you need to go ahead with the nasal care or oral care. And lastly, what you need medication chart, where you will document this medication, and at the end you can monitor the vital, you can also take the vital chart, so that before and after the procedure you will document the vitals of the patient here. So moving ahead with this, what, the nebulization procedure there. Now what do you need to do is that firstly you have to identify the patient. Firstly, you have to identify the patient. After identifying the patient, you will always follow what? You will always follow the 5 R's of drug administration. Right drug, right dose, right time, right patient, right route. So it is always better that you always follow these 5 R's of drug administration before administering any drug there. After that, what you will do is that it is again always better to explain the procedure to the patient, that what, as a healthcare provider, you are going to do, so that you will gain the confidence of the patient, yes, so that he will be comfortable that I am going to go ahead with this procedure, what sort of a procedure this is, whether this is an invasive procedure, whether this is a non-invasive procedure, what are the benefits of this procedure for me. So you can explain all these things to the patient before going ahead with this procedure or with other procedures as well. After that, what you will do is that after identifying the patient, after following the 5 R's, after explaining the procedure to the patient, now what you will do is that you will give the semi-Fowler's position to the patient. Please beta इनको ये semi-Fowler's position दे दो. हाँ. So now Bas. Thank you. So, why do we give the semi-Fowler's position or the sitting position to the patient there?
To prevent aspiration.
We see improved breathing there. We see जो lung compliance हमें देखने को मिलती है, वो हमें better देखने को मिलती है in this position, in semi-Fowler's position or in sitting position. So what you will do is that if you have a pillow there, you need a pillow there. So उसको आप क्या करोगे? The half of the pillow will go behind the shoulders of the patient, and half of the pillow that will go behind the head of the patient. As so now this is in semi-Fowler's position. There is another reason for giving semi-Fowler's position that I will tell you later on, because this position prevents what? This position prevents the spilling of the medication.
Yes, sir.
That is why if we will give left lateral position, if we will give right lateral position, or if we will give spine position, we will give prone position, the medication will spill out of the chamber of this mask. So that is why we also give this position, but primarily it is for the better lung compliance there, or for the improved breathing there, and after that, also in order to prevent the spilling of the medication there, what you do is that you give this semi-Fowler's position. So after giving the semi-Fowler's position, after identifying the patient, after following the 5 R's of this drug administration, after explaining the procedure, after giving the semi-Fowler's position, what you will do is that you will measure the vitals of the patient. Most importantly, blood pressure and heart rate. You already know now why do we measure these vitals there. So उसके बाद क्या है, what you do is that now you will go ahead with the procedure after getting the consent from the patient that you can go ahead with this route of drug administration. So what you will do is that you will wear the gloves. These are examination gloves. So there is no need to go ahead with the sterile gloves. You can wear those as well. So after wearing the gloves, if there is need to wipe the face of the patient, you can wipe the face of the patient with what? With tissue or cotton. Or if it is a used mask, not of any other patient, but the patient was himself using it before this route of drug administration, before this procedure here, what you will do is that you will clean that mask. Before 10 minutes, before 15 minutes of this procedure, you can use the antiseptic solution and the cotton so that you will clean that mask. किसी और patient की नहीं. Keep that in mind. जो patient अगर खुद use कर रहा होगा ये mask, उससे पहले oxygen administration उसको चल रही होगी, supplementary oxygen उसको चल रहा होगा. But right now what we are doing, we are using a new mask here, or you can always use a new mask for this procedure. So what you will do is that you will get a nebulization mask. This is the nebulization mask here. So nebulization mask आपको कैसे देखने को मिलेगी? You will see it in 3 parts here. You will see it in 3 parts here. This is the mask part. That will go over the nose and mouth of the patient. It has an elastic strap with it. And this elastic strap is meant for what? Is meant for securing this mask. उसके बाद you will see another part here. This is the nebulizer part of it. Nebulizer chamber you can see. And after that what you will get is you will get the tubings. So after untangling this these tubings, what you have?
Connected.
Easy. Just a mask and an elastic strap. Tubings. I will show you how to connect these. But this is the most important part that you have to keep in mind. अगर आप यहाँ पे देखोगे, here you will see it in single part, है ना? But अगर आप इसको वहाँ पे देखोगे, आप इसको anti-clockwise, if you will rotate it, you will see a cap. This is a cap. कैप के बाद आपको एक इसमें चीज देखने को मिले, जिससे चैम्बर, जिसमें आप क्या काम करोगे? मेडिकेशन, जो हम अभी डालेंगे वहां पे. लेकिन उसके बाद हमें क्या देखने को मिलेगा? इफ यू विल सी, देयर इज अ कॉनिकल स्ट्रक्चर इनसाइड दिस चैम्बर. देयर इज अ कॉनिकल स्ट्रक्चर इनसाइड दिस चैम्बर आपको देखने को मिलेगा. नाउ व्हाई इज दिस कॉनिकल चैम्बर देयर? In order to prevent the spillage of the medication. कि मेडिकेशन जो, फॉर एग्जाम्पल अगर इसका कोई और स्ट्रक्चर होता वहाँ पे, फॉर एग्जाम्पल हमने क्या देखा वहाँ पे, अपनी जो इन्फ्यूजन सेट हमारे पास होता है, उसमें भी ऊपर एक चैम्बर होता है, उसके साथ नीचे ट्यूबिंग कनेक्ट होती है. जब उसमें कोई भी लिक्विड जाता है वो नीचे चला जाता है. लेकिन यहाँ पे अगर वो मैकेनिज्म होता है, वो स्ट्रक्चर वहाँ पे होता, जब भी हम इसमें मेडिकेशन डाल देते वो किस में चला जाता? तो वहाँ पे तो एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन ऑफ जो ड्रग है वो होगी नहीं, बिकॉज दैट विल ब्लॉक व्हाट? दैट विल ब्लॉक दिस ट्यूबिंग. So in order to prevent that liquid or that drug from going into this chamber to these tubings, this has a conical structure. This conical structure is called as the baffle. This conical, I will send you the notes, don't worry. This structure is called as the baffle there. So this is a conical structure. यहाँ पे this is the inlet of it. लेकिन जब आप मेडिकेशन इसमें डालोगे, जो वहाँ पे एयर वहां से निकलेगा या ऑक्सीजन वहां से निकलेगा, ऊपर की तरफ निकलेगा. सो द मेडिकेशन विल रिमेन सिक्योर इन द लोअर पार्ट ऑफ इट. Are you getting me? So this is called, this is the cap, this is the chamber, medication chamber, and another part that it has, that is this baffle here. You call it as baffle in order to prevent the medication from going into this, from this chamber into what? Into these tubings. So what you need to do is that you will need to connect these 3 parts. So you have a mask here, इसको आप connect करोगे. You will connect the cap with what? With the mask here. After that, what you will do is that you will connect these tubings with the lower part of it, that is the inlet of this chamber. आपने इसको connect किया, you will secure it tightly, and after that, it is always better to check for the functioning of the articles before doing any procedure. Are they working fine? There may be a manufacturing defect in this. This may be a broken tubing there. There can be various manufacturing defects there. So after connecting all these 3 parts, what you have to do is that you will cross check, or you will see whether this is working fine or not. So that means the air is coming from the mask. Are you getting me? So now what you need to do is that you will need to pour the medication. You will need to pour the medication. Now this can be a bronchodilator. This can be a corticosteroid medication. This can be a glucolytic, expectorant, or this can be any antibiotic here. So what you need to do is that you will rotate this anti-clockwise. Anti-clockwise आपने इसको rotate किया. Now you have a chamber in front of you. So what you will do is that you will pour this prescribed medication that you have already confirmed, that you have already, after following the 5 hours of the medication, after cross-checking its manufacturing date, after cross-checking its expiry date, after cross-checking its dose that it has inside it, after cross-checking it is what you can, there's no need to cross-check the batch number there, most importantly only the manufacturing date, the expiry date,
right medication.
prescribed medication कौन सी आप ले रहे हो. Sometimes these tubes may look similar to you, है ना?
Yes, sir.
Sometimes these tubes may look similar to you, but you will always check the name of the medication there, the composition of the medication there, the dose that it has in this vial there, and उसके बाद क्या है? Manufacturing date and the expiry date. So what you will do is that you will pour the prescribed amount
Into the
into this
chamber.
chamber. Now it can be any medication. It can be a bronchodilator. It can be corticosteroid. It can be any medication there. Mucolytic, antibiotic is there. Levolin, salbutamol, leosalbutamol. Any medication it can be there. That depends on the condition of the patient there. So after pouring the medication into it, now you will rotate it clockwise. Now you will rotate it clockwise. After rotating it clockwise, now what you have to do is that you have already gained the consent and you have already gained the confidence of the patient here. Now what you will do is that you will go ahead and secure this mask over the nose and the mouth of the patient. Over the nose and the mouth of the patient. So now जो मास्क भी है, you will also choose this mask age appropriate, depending on what the age of the patient is there. So of the client is there, you will choose the mask. Now depending on whether this mask is loose or it is tight, what you will do is that you will either tighten the elastic strap there or you will loosen it. If अगर ये tight है वहाँ पे तो आप इसको लूज करोगे ऐसे, यहाँ पे ऐसे लूज करोगे, है ना? ठीक. Now this देखो ये लूज है. If this is loose, what you will do is that you will tighten these straps. Now this is properly secured. Are you getting?
Yes, sir.
So now again, before starting the nebulization procedure here, you will instruct the patient to inhale deep. So that means deep breathing exercises. Deep breathing जो है exercise जो है वो आपको patient को कहनी है वहाँ पे करने के लिए. Whenever जब आप इसको on करोगे वहाँ पे आप क्या patient को वहाँ पे कहोगे? Deep breathing करने के लिए. So that means जब वो inhale करेगा deeply and he will hold that breath for 1 or 2 or 3 seconds. उसके बाद क्या है? When that patient has to or that client has to exhale, आप उसको बोलोगे slowly exhale करने के लिए. अगर वो फास्टली एक्सहेल करेगा वहाँ पे यू विल सी जो भी मिस्ट वहाँ पे होगा, जो वो फास्टली वहाँ पे एक्सहेल करेगा वो बाहर निकल जाएगा सर. तो दैट मीन्स कि वहाँ पे हमें क्या है, वहाँ पे हमें जो प्रॉपर जो एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन है वो हमें देखने को नहीं मिल सकती है वहाँ पे. उसके बाद व्हाट यू विल डू इज दैट नाउ यू विल स्टार्ट दिस nebulizer here, or you can connect it with the supplementary oxygen supply here. Now if you are you seeing there are mists getting formed in the mask?
Yes, sir.
There are mists or aerosol getting formed into what? Into the mask. Now this patient is not breathing, so that is because it's a deminia. So that is why it is getting escaped from these pores here. Are you getting me?
Yes, sir.
लेकिन जब patient breathe कर रहा होगा तो it will get administered directly into the lungs of the patient. So it will hardly take 5, 10 or 15 minutes depending on the amount of the medication that is in the chamber there. It will take 5, 10 or 15 minutes at max to get all this medication converted into the mist form and it will get delivered into the lungs of the patient. So you will stay there with the patient, you will monitor the patient there for any complications there if any will occur there. And what you will do is that now After this procedure is done there, or after this drug administration is done there, you will see this chamber will be empty. This chamber will be empty and there will be no mists getting formed. Here you can see these are the mists.
Yes, sir.
Are you getting me? Patient will inhale these mists. It will have a bronchodilator effect. It will have any effect depending on what sort of a medication you are getting. So what will happen is that when this chamber will be empty of the medication there, what you will do? You will stop this procedure. You will stop this procedure. After that, you will again remove this mask there. You will remove this mask there. After removing the mask, what you will do is that you will wipe the face of the patient. There may be some mist on his nostrils or around his mouth here. So you will wipe his face. ठीक है, you will wipe. It is a very easy thing there. उसके बाद आप क्या काम करोगे वहाँ पे? You will clean this mask. You will clean this mask with an antiseptic solution and cotton swabs if you have there. तो आप इसको क्या है, आप इसको वहाँ पे साफ करोगे. एंड उसके बाद भी क्या है, जो अंदर वाला चैम्बर है इसमें कुछ रेमिनेंट्स ऑफ द मेडिकेशन वहाँ पे हो सकते हैं.
Yes, sir.
So that maybe आप next time भी कोई और मेडिकेशन दे दो. There will be drug interaction there.
Yes, sir.
A mixture of drugs will be there जो आपको पता भी नहीं होगा. You will not notice that. So वहाँ पे क्या है, it is always better कि you will clean this article जो भी आपके पास nebulization mask है, इसके चैम्बर को आप वहाँ पे साफ करोगे, इसकी मास्क को आप वहाँ पे एंटीसेप्टिक सोल्यूशन से साफ करोगे. साफ करने के बाद भी आपको उसको ऑन रखना है for about 2-3-4 minutes, जब तक कि ट्यूबिंग सारी ड्राई हो जाए, जब तक कि चैम्बर सारा ड्राई हो जाए. देखो यहाँ पे आप इमेज देख सकते हैं ना, ठीक. तो यहाँ पे क्या है, जब तक कि चैम्बर सारा ड्राई हो जाए, जब तक कि मास्क सारी वहाँ पे ड्राई हो जाए, what you will do is that you will keep this electric nebulizer on there so that ये वहाँ पे सूख जाए, it will be dry there. जब ये सूख गया वहाँ पे, what you will do is that now you will go ahead with the documentation. Actually, after administering the drug, what you will do is that you will go ahead with the documentation. And after documentation of this drug administration, what you will do is that you will again monitor the vitals of the patient. You will again monitor the vitals of the client. Most importantly, blood pressure and what? Heart rate. Most importantly. And you can also ask the patient, how are you feeling now? Whether he is feeling better or not. There may be concretion, there may be secretions that were accumulated in his pulmonary system there, in his lungs there. So you will ask him to cough now after administering this. So slowly, when he will cough, you can offer him this sputum cup there. And what you will do is that if he will produce any sputum there, you will collect that in this sputum cup. So this was all about this procedure. Now lastly, documentation हमारा हो गया. हाँ. What will happen is that now lastly, you will replace the articles there, but you should always be aware that there can be some complications there. There can be some complications there. Now, what sort of complications can be in a patient after the administration of the drug via nebulization? Tachycardia. Tachycardia. I already told you we have various drugs which stimulate the beta-1 receptors of the heart, and they lead to what? They lead to the increase in heart rate. So you can see one of the complications becomes the tachycardia there. You can see bronchospasm in the patient after this procedure there. You can see headache sometimes. You can see headache sometimes in the patient there. Or what you can see is that certain cases you can see an allergic reaction, but at that time you will not complete the procedure. Obviously, you will stop the procedure at the very moment if you will see any hypersensitivity reaction. उसके बाद क्या cardiac irritability हमें इसमें देखने को मिल सकती है. One of the complication there. Again, if you will one of the complication of this procedure becomes, of this route of drug administration becomes, that's electrolyte imbalance. Because if you are administering hypotonic saline solution, what happens is that can lead to what? That can lead to increased sodium concentrations. Or certain drugs, in certain drugs we see increased potassium levels there. So that means in short term, what one of the complication can become electrolyte imbalance can be there in the patient after administering the drug via what? Via nebulization. And it depends on what sort of a drug you are administering and for how long you are administering it. In some cases, if you are administering the nebulization or if you are administering the drugs via nebulization for a longer time, what will happen is that the patient may get a dry throat and dry mouth. If it's dry oxygen, if your dry gas is you are administering via this, so what you will see is that you can see this dry mouth and dry throat there. So what you will do is that you will offer that patient some fluids or some liquids after this procedure. So you can offer him any sort of liquid there depending on what the condition of the patient here, or simply you can offer him water, so that that dryness will go away, or that dryness of the throat and or that dryness of the mouth will go away there. So let us summarize this procedure at the end. What do you mean by the nebulization here?
It is a process in which the drug is administered in the form of mist or aerosol.
Simply, it is a method of converting any drug or solution into the aerosol or mist that is directly inhaled into the lungs by the help of what? By the help of nebulizers here. After that, what are the benefits of this nebulization here?
Fast
It has a fast action, rapid onset of action. It is suitable for all age groups. It minimizes the risk of systemic exposure. It minimizes the side effects there. Lastly,
Local administration.
non-invasive procedure you can say. Non-invasive procedure you can say. And after that, what are the indications and contraindications?
indications like we can cover
Any
COPD, asthma.
depending on the condition of the patient, mostly we administer drugs via this procedure or via this route. If the patient is suffering from respiratory distress there, if the patient is suffering from respiratory disease there, COPD, asthma, bronchitis, cystic fibrosis, I forgot to mention you earlier, cystic fibrosis, pre- post extubation, pre- post operative clients में, or in case of if there is allergic reaction, उनमें भी हम ये procedure जो है कर सकते हैं, ये route of drug administration जो है apply कर सकते हैं. If there are, or simply in order to make the secretions thin there.
Yes, sir.
In order to make the secretions thin there, जो हमने already किस में देखा था, chest physiotherapy में देखा था कि before doing the chest physiotherapy we can give the nebulization there, or at that time we only mentioned that we can give the steam inhalation there. But in order to loosen the secretions there, in order to make the secretions thin there, we can give the mucolyticus, we can give the expectoratus there. उसके बाद क्या है, we can in allergic reactions we can go ahead with this route of this drug administration. And after that, what will be the contraindications of this procedure?
Tachycardia.
The patient is having tachycardia there. The patient is having hypersensitivity there.
Hypertension.
If the patient is unconscious there, so these are some of the
Contraindications.
severe respiratory distress. I forgot to mention you. If the patient has severe respiratory distress, at that time we will not go ahead with the nebulization. At that time we need to provide extra care to the patient. At that time we will go ahead with other procedures there in order to relieve that severe respiratory distress. तो वहाँ पे हम क्या काम करेंगे? वहाँ पे भी हम nebulization नहीं कर सकते हैं. After that, what will be the procedure after identifying the patient, after following the 5 hours of drug administration, after explaining the procedure, after gaining the patient's confidence there or the consent there, what you will do is that you will give the semi-followers or the sitting position to the patient there. After giving the sitting position or the semi-followers position there, what you will do is that you will connect all these जो tubing this है, nebulizer है, जो वहाँ पे mask है, and you will secure it over the nose and the mouth of the patient there, so that जो mist है वो escape ना हो जाए कहीं पे. ये पूरा mouth के साथ वहाँ पे tight होना चाहिए, वहाँ पे not that much tight that will be discomfortable for the patient there. So after that आप इसको on करोगे वहाँ पे nebulization को, या or you can, if you are going to administer the supplementary oxygen there,
With the oxygen sling.
supplementary oxygen supply के साथ.
Yes, sir.
Getting me? So lastly, what you will do is that after doing this procedure, after doing this route of drug administration, you will document this. You will document this procedure. You will monitor the vitals of the patient in order to check for any complications in this route of drug administration, or if there are any complications present in the patient. So lastly, आप क्या काम करोगे? पेशेंट को कंफर्टेबल पोजीशन आप दे दोगे, एंड यू विल रिप्लेस all these articles and the articles that you need to discard there after properly cleaning this mask there, this tubing is there. So उसके बाद क्या है? उसके बाद आप इनको जब रिप्लेस करोगे तो बस this was all about the procedure. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Any question? Anything you want to add up? समझ आ गया?
Yes, sir.
Clear?
Yes, sir.
चलो, thank you.